Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Ron Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy. How you doing up there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill. How you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. It's a rainy Saturday, but Josh Hennig is my producer slash co-host this morning. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, Billy. I might help. I turn on my microphone.
Did you drink coffee? Because I know you're not a morning person.
I had a little coffee this morning, but I was trying to get out the door because this weather is interesting, to say the least.
And the intern, Andrew Leeds, is in here. How about Josh? How about the new look on the intern?
So was that like voluntary, or did someone make you do that?
No, it was half voluntary. I will say it's more mullety than I was going for, but I do think it looks good. And also I figured, since the beard wasn't going anywhere, I might as well change it up
So really quick, how does the girlfriend feel about it?
She actually likes it.
All right, then that's what matters.
She was in support of it, and then she liked the final result. That's all that matters.
And by the way, since we're on radio, even though we're streaming, if you want to take a look at the intern Andrew Leeds' new look, he's got a mullet. He's sporting a mullet. He got himself a haircut, okay, because he had that Grizzly Adams look.
Yeah.
You look like a 70s rock and roller. Now you're like new wave.
Yeah.
All right? He's got a mullet.
I changed genres a little.
Yeah, you look like you're like a punk rocker from like '99. Right? Like you're the opening act for like Blink 182 or something.
Yeah, I went from like John Lennon to like Tom DeLonge, I guess.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I wouldn't go that far. All right, we're streaming live on the YouTube channel. Go to the website, the locker room. Billy Schwein, Andrew Leeds did a great job setting it up. We got the photo gallery. We've got art. We have our articles posted. A lot of fun stuff. We have selling T-shirts and coffee mugs. You can check us all out there, and also you can watch us on YouTube there as well. Check it out, the lockerroombillyschwein.com. All right, fellas, it's a rainy Saturday. The Phillies got blown out last night, 10-1.
Yuck.
We're going to get into a lot of Phillies talk. But the elephant in the room is the James Harden. Should I call it sweepstakes?
Situation. It's not a sweepstakes.
It's not a sweepstakes
situation.
Because Daryl Morey had a press conference, and we're going to break down some of the things that he said in the first hour. And then we'll talk with the sportsbook consigliere Dave Sharapan live from Las Vegas to get his take on the NBA and NHL playoffs. And then hour two, today's the 148th running of the Preakness, guys. And there's only 7 horses running this race. It's going to be a mutter today.
Yeah.
It's a mutter.
Good for them.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Jeffrey Nash from FastlaneHandicapper.com will be with us as always during racing season. He'll give us the handicap of the Preakness today.
See, I'm more interested in hearing from Jeffrey Nash that's actually seen the race.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where I'm at. Like I probably will not watch a single second of the race, but I'm looking forward to hearing what Jeffrey Nash has to say because he always has a story or something interesting about these races.
And he does have a unique perspective. He does a great job with his website, FastlaneHandicapper.com. I recommend it to your casual horse racing fan because he really makes it simple. The website's up to date and it's easy to read. So the FastlaneHandicapper.com for your he'll handicap the Preakness for you. We'll have him right here at 11 o'clock. And then guess what, fellas? We're a week away from Memorial Weekend. And in the locker room over the last several years, Josh, we have the Beach Patrol report. As we know, throughout the summer, Beach Patrols up and down the coast from Brigantine all the way to Cape May. The Beach Patrol provides a very valuable service, saving lives, protecting the bathers, the beachgoers. But they also are great athletes, Josh, and they have the races throughout the summer that are really exciting.
It is a South Jersey tradition like any other for the last decade for the locker room with Billy Schweim to have the Beach Patrol report. And I know this year you have a couple of great sponsors, Billy.
Yes, we do. Our new sponsor is the McCann Realtors of Seattle City. They're at 4111 Lannis Avenue. And then, of course, the Ocean City Beach Patrol Lifeguard Association is celebrating 125 years of protecting beachgoers, and they're also in on this. And I'm looking forward, Josh, to a great season. You know, we give a comprehensive look at all the races once they start. We'll talk to a few chiefs, a few captains, lieutenants, and then a couple of the racers. And then once we get into racing season, we're down there covering the races.
Absolutely. And like I said, you've been doing this for a decade at this point, and I think that it's something that is another symbol that summer is here. When the Beach Patrol report starts, it really feels like, how I obviously say in tongue in cheek, but to me, the baseball season doesn't really start until Memorial Day weekend. Right. Well, it's the same thing with the summer season in South Jersey. Yeah. Memorial Day weekend is kind of like a tent pole. It's kind of like a marker in the year calendar, and there's nothing like getting ready for the season than with the Beach Patrol report.
All right, so we got a lot to do. We only have 2 hours to do it in now. Last night, the Philadelphia Phillies got waxed by the Chicago Cubs. And, man, I'll tell you, something's wrong with our pitching. Andrew, the last 2 games, our pitchers didn't make it out of the second inning. Starting pitching.
That's something that you got to clean up for sure. I mean, I know with Ranger Suarez, he's still getting used to coming back to the lineup and everything, but, Taijuan Walker has been looking terrible to start off the season.
And then you have Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola. I think they're both 3-3. They really haven't looked. They've had moments, Josh, but nothing like they haven't. Obviously, they're not in mid-season form yet.
No, they're not. And you have a guy like Billy Falter who, his record was 0-7, but the team was giving him 2 runs per game of run support. So it's like, you look at this team and it's, hey, we're giving this guy run support, but we're not giving this guy run support. And this guy's got an 0-7 record, and this guy's got a 3-3 record. And it's just another example of the beginning of a baseball season. It's just another step in a long journey because this team, Billy, they have the same record at this point this year as they did for the first 44 games last year.
Yeah, like I wrote in my article, every Friday we posted on 97.3ESPN.com. At this time last year, the record was the same at 2023 as of yesterday. Now it's 2024.
Right.
Are you worried? You worried yet? I mean, it's end of May, and I know this time last year I was saying it's getting late early, but there doesn't seem to be any panic. I think the Phillies can really thank the Sixers because a lot of people are still focused on the Sixers, and rightly so.
That is true. I will say with the Phillies, they have had some good moments in the last few weeks where they had a little win streak and now they're on a losing streak. So I think it's just a matter of by the time June 1st comes around, can they find their way out of the inconsistent funk? If they can find their way out of it, then they'll be fine. If they don't, I expect Dombrowski to start wheeling and dealing.
All right. Well, we have a comprehensive look at the Philadelphia Phillies every Sunday. We go on the mound with Tommy Green, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers. Tommy Green gives us his thoughts on the Phillies week. We'll get into it more with him tomorrow. We'll go back and forth, make some Philly references. But today, my ire is with the Philadelphia 76ers. And I'll tell you what, Maury's press conference the other day, Andrew, what did you, as a youngster, a young fella, just graduating college, what did you think of Daryl Morey's press conference?
It definitely didn't make me feel better. I'll tell you that much.
Not at all.
I mean, it didn't sound like we were confident. It sounded, I do like some things. I like how he admitted that Embiid was upset with the Doc firing. I'm glad they didn't try to act like, oh no, it wasn't a big deal. I'm glad that he was at least honest and open when it comes to that. But pretty much everything else, it seemed like he was just kind of like scrambling and didn't really know what he wanted to do. Like he knows what he wants, but it's not what you want to hear.
You're getting close to it because Josh and I have been going back and forth all week long because I kind of really was upset at the what's the word I'm looking for, Josh? His
You didn't like how he
I didn't like
presented himself.
Exactly, and that
Mhm.
tells you everything you need to know. It's almost like he was not being honest with us. He didn't have the answers that I wanted to hear from him. That was for the questions that were asked, and I think he was just like deflecting, if you will.
There was definitely a little deflection. I will not deny that. But I do also think that Maury is not some great public speaker. So I
You're
think
giving him the benefit of the doubt.
well, because I know that there's not everyone is great at presentation in a big setting. And he had
But if you know what you're doing and you have a plan and
it doesn't mean anything.
And you're confident
That
within
doesn't
yourself.
mean anything.
But if you're confident within yourself and you know exactly what you're doing, the answers come out real. Josh, it's like when people drink, their inhibitions are low. They speak. Sometimes they'll say things that they wouldn't normally say if they weren't drinking. You know what I mean? They're more guarded. When you have a few drinks under your belt, you kind of say things that maybe are the truth, but you don't want out.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Yes,
he doesn't seem like he was able to speak the truth.
Yeah, but I don't think he was able to speak the truth. See, there's a lot of people who are confident who are lying the whole time. There are plenty of people who are incredible con artists and manipulators. And you know what? One of them was here in Philadelphia. We forget how much of a con artist Brian Colangelo was. And he would get up at that podium and have his nice suit and tie.
But did the NBA force them into that? The Sixers into that?
That's not the point.
They got rid of Hickey.
I'm using a specific person. Fine. You want me to give you somebody else?
Give me a better example.
Okay, fine.
I mean, I got one kind of the opposite. I mean, you look at Nick Sirianni's his first press conference. That did not look like a guy.
Yeah, but he's not the general manager.
So you want a general manager specifically?
Yeah, because I said this to Josh before the show even started. Look at the Heat. They didn't have to tank. They got 7 undrafted basketball players. They're the best 8 seed in the history of the game.
The Heat are an anomaly. It's like
it is possible to put together a winning team.
Billy, it's also possible to have
basketball.
Ricky Henderson, who's one of the greatest players of all time, on your team, and a leadoff hitter win MVP. It's an anomaly. The Miami Heat are an anomaly. They're not something that can be replicated because they've been doing this for 20 years and no one's been able to replicate it because they have established a way of doing things that Pat Riley is allowed to get away with saying and doing certain things.
Pat Riley can get away with it because he's good. He knows basketball. He knows how to evaluate talent.
He established himself.
So you don't have to tank if you know basketball.
It's not about not tanking, okay? Here's the problem, and we got to go to break. But we will get into this on the other side because there is and I was explaining this yesterday on game night. There is a perspective on the process in tanking that is a propaganda manipulation of the fan base by blowhards in Philadelphia who think they're know-it-alls, who have completely lied to the fans about this. And so we're going to get into this on the other side because the Miami Heat, well, right now they look really good. You go through their history, it has not always been good.
All right, but they're up 2-0.
For right now,
and they're going back to home to play the Celtics.
You go through their 20-year history, like when they bombed about 15 years ago, and then they had to get Michael Beasley, and that fell apart. They had to trade Beasley and bring in LeBron. And then LeBron left, and then Wade left, and Bosh left, and they had to hit the reset button, and then they brought in Jimmy Butler. Right. The Miami Heat, the problem with them is, you know the reason why they don't tank very often? Because they stink at drafting. They're one of the worst drafting teams of the last 23 years.
Gosh, they're in the conference.
Doesn't matter. I just told you a fact.
Wow. You and I don't see eye to eye on this, so we'll go round and round.
You know who one of the best teams drafting in the last 23 years is?
The best teams?
Yeah. Do you even know who they is?
I'd have to say
the Raptors, the Bucks, maybe.
The Raptors and the Bucks.
And how many? Say the Bucks.
And how many times have the Raptors and the Bucks had the number 1 overall pick?
With all
Jabari Smith was not Jabari Smith.
He was number
Parker was 2.
Parker was 2, and he failed. It was a complete failure.
On the other side, we'll get into it. We're also going to play clips from Daryl Morey's press conference, and then we'll comment on each clip that I pulled out. Josh will have them all queued up and ready to go. And remind people, the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. Hey, it's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs. Daily specials are open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. Down there and say hello to Renee and Kim, the bartenders. Every Thursday night is wing night, $1 wings, $2.50 domestic drafts, live music every Friday night. Hey, book a private party. Give my good friend Dave Lavari a call at 609-628-2225. When we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker with Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The NBA playoffs continue on ESPN Radio.
Off to Murray, who can't miss in the fourth quarter. Another three.
After winning games 1 and 2 at home, the Nuggets take a 2-0 lead to Los Angeles, where the Lakers face a critical Game 3. How will they respond? Game 3 of the Lakers and Nuggets, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ABC.
Listen to the Western Conference Finals exclusively on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Rendezvous Pizza, there's one right nearby. Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Shiny and strong and healthy and hydrated. Your hair can do it all. So get to Ulta Beauty's Gorgeous Hair Event happening now to see how you can take your hair to a whole new level. Discover beauty steals of 50% off must-haves from brands like Way and It's a 10. And explore exciting new arrivals from Lola V and Olaplex. These deals won't last long. So hurry. This event ends June 3rd. Shop in-store, online, or pick up today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
Kickstarting your summer at the Home Depot is all about three things: saving, doing, and mulching. Make the most of our summer savings at the Home Depot now by getting Vigoro Premium Wood Mulch for just $10. Use it to make your garden pop and retain optimal soil. And if you don't know how much you need, make use of the mulch calculator on our app. Summer savings means summer doing and mulching with Vigoro Mulch at 5 for $10 at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, the intern Andrew Leeds today, and Josh Hennig pushing the buttons and co-hosting. on a rainy Saturday. But I'll tell you what, man, I watched that Boston Miami game last night, and it's just amazing how Jimmy Butler's just a winner. He's a winner, man. He sets the tempo for that team, and you're talking about a team that has what 7 undrafted players that are taking the, they're up 2-0 against Boston.
Yeah, impressive stuff.
It's impressive, and then and the Joker. I mean, you don't see him flopping on the floor, on the ground, do you? On the court floor. He comes across to me as a real tough guy, no nonsense.
I think
hardly any expression on his face.
You're really projecting on the Joker there. He is not that tough.
And he does flop every once in a while.
Every once, not like Joel Embiid.
He doesn't fall on the floor.
Yeah,
but
by the way,
you're comparing him to Embiid, who falls all the time.
I'm comparing them because Joker was the MVP 2 years in a row, and this year it was Embiid, right?
Yeah, but the problem with Joker is he plays zero defense.
I know.
And frankly, you know the reason why he doesn't flop and fall? Because he's one of those guys who, I don't want to say he's lazy, because he's not lazy, but he's definitely an energy conserver.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But I'll tell you what, you can see him. He's almost like willing his team to win too.
Not 100%.
Denver didn't play that well the other night.
Jamal Murray has been the closer for that team.
They were down double digits. Matter of fact, Joker, he didn't even score in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Murray did all the scoring.
I know. So, but he set the tempo in the first 2 quarters, I thought.
Well, that's the lesson that can be learned from it. It's not that Joker is better than Embiid it's that Jokic is on a team, and this is where the Sixers need to learn from this. I don't know if they will or not, but hopefully we cross our fingers. We pray to God they do. But no team has a player that's won by himself. He needs his teammates to step up.
You need a supporting cast.
And Jokic has arguably, of all the teams left the postseason, he has the best supporting cast, because between Murray and Porter and Aaron Gordon, those were all 3 guys who were first-round picks, who were very talented players. Maybe they weren't the best player in their draft when they were drafted, right? They weren't the first pick, but they were all elite talents coming out of college, and they've all grown, thanks to the head coach, Mike Malone, into this incredible supporting cast. By the way, you know who else is really good coming off the bench? Bruce Brown.
Yeah.
For the Nuggets.
Also, KCP was a good pick.
KCP. Yes.
Guys, I want to play some clips, because I want to get some comments, some reaction from everybody here on just some of the things that Daryl Morey said. And I want to start off, Josh, with the Morey downplaying Harden's, because I think this kicked it off. Morey's response to how Harden answered whether he liked Doc or not.
It's the business we're in that, players and coaches too, they have to give these instant answers. I get the benefit of, a couple days between, the toughest situation, that the players have faced in a long time, and giving answers to you today. I think people make too much of those snap answers right after a loss like that. I think Doc had great relationships with his players. We wouldn't have had the success we had without it. And, his relationship with both Joel and James was very strong. I think people saw that chemistry on the court between the 3 of them. And that was something that was not an issue.
Am I in an alternative universe? What success is he talking about? The regular season?
Well, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about the regular season.
You happy with well, that's great. We're eliminated from the playoffs, haven't made it past the second round.
Well, here's the problem, Billy. As a fan, you got to make up your mind. What's more important? Is it winning games during the 82-game season or winning in the postseason?
It's both.
No, it can't be.
Why not? A good team wins.
How many one season left in the postseason? 1.
All right, Josh, the way he answers
listen, I do agree with you.
The way he answers, first of all, if James Harden is asked whether it's a loss, your first impression, if you really like somebody, I don't care how mad I am, if somebody says after a hard loss, or say we're sitting here, do you like Andrew Leeds? And I'm going to go, he's okay. No, I don't care how pissed off I'm like, no, Andrew's doing a great job.
For the audience who doesn't know what we're talking about, let's play the audio.
When you got here, you said that one of the reasons you wanted to come, if I'm not mistaken, was Doc. How has your relationship been with Doc, and would you like to see him back?
Our relationship is okay.
It's not the most encouraging.
No, come on. I don't care how pissed you off. If you really like somebody, if you wear your heart on your sleeve, you don't leave that. That's not acceptable.
Compare and contrast Harden's answer with Embiid's answer on the same exact day after Game 7.
And as far as, my coach, I thought he's done a fantastic job. He came in, we've gotten better over the years. I thought he's done a great job, and I don't make the decisions, and I think he should be fine. We got a great relationship, and you look at, the way he handled the whole situation that we had a year or two ago. Thought he, kept the team afloat, and he's been a great leader for all of us, great motivator.
All right, Josh. There you go.
Listen, I don't disagree with you that specific instance, Morey was lying. I've been ripping Morey for this the last few days.
You think Morey should have known in advance before he traded the guys? Because obviously Embiid said he was not happy with the trade, but like getting rid of like Seth Curry and some of the guys he got rid of in that trade, and a draft pick on top of that. You're telling me that Morey wasn't 100% on the same page with James Harden when it comes to Doc Rivers?
The thing is with Morey, I believe that he gave that answer because he's trying to do damage control. I think Morey knows that Harden is probably leaving, and him and Harden made a backroom deal. That's why he's got the player option for this year. He said, look, take less money, give me a year to build this thing. If it doesn't work out, we'll move on.
All right, Josh, and here's another thing. You and I talked about this before. You said I'm projecting, but Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're a winner, why would you want to go play for a team that has no shot at winning?
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. We heard
competitor does that?
Yeah, the reports were saying originally that he wants to go to a competitive team where he's more free to be himself.
Well, that's not Houston.
That's not Houston. They went 20-62 last year. That's
Josh,
third worst.
Let's get another one in here, because I thought the whole overall theme of this press conference was just like lacked everything. Didn't satisfy me at all. The next one I want to play is Embiid's reaction to the firing of Doc.
They had a strong relationship. They're, I have to make tough calls all the time with trades. Joel was disappointed in, some of it was he didn't know the player we were getting in the trade who ended up helping us, but he was disappointed in the players that went out. I think it's natural to be very close with the people in the locker room. He was very close with Coach Rivers, and he was shocked about the change, and and it's my job to help convince him that the new coach is someone that he'll have a great relationship with as well.
Correct me if I'm wrong. In today's NBA, the star players, don't they have a lot of a say on who's coming to the team and who's not?
They're supposed to.
With coaches and players?
That's something else Daryl Morey brought up.
And also he's going,
but Embiid said 20 ums in his answer too.
No, it's different.
It's not different.
It is different.
It's not different. You're saying that the way you view in one is not the same. What the problem with Morey is? The problem with Morey is that he's the kind of guy that he's trying to portray a certain image to the media, and he's not doing a good job at it.
Maybe that's it enough. That's the answer. If you try to portray something, just be yourself.
Maybe he doesn't think he can be himself.
Yeah.
I think that interview
listen, nobody
he didn't do himself any favors with the fans and the public.
There's nobody who disagrees in my whole week of listening to different people answering. No one agrees that Morey had a good presser. Nobody agrees with that. But the reality is that there's a lot of players who coaches have been fired, and the guy who was brought in was the guy that was better for the team. Giannis being a perfect example in Milwaukee. He never wanted Jason Kidd fired. They brought in Budenholzer. He becomes MVP. Jokic didn't want the previous coach fired in Denver. Malone comes in. He wins MVP. That's just two examples. Right. You can't always, because you know what happens, Bill? You know the old saying, if you listen to the fans, you end up in the bleachers.
Yep.
Well, if you listen to the player, you might get fired, because then the player tells the ownership, Well, he didn't do what I told him to.
Yeah, but he gets his buddy from Houston. Morey brings James Harden in here.
But that part I agree with.
Right.
I agree with the Harden infatuation or whatever you want to call it. And to me, I will say this again and again. I know we got to hit the break. You will never win a championship with James Harden on your team.
Never.
He's
a loser.
If you build this team around James Harden moving forward, you will not win.
Harden. By the way, let me just also the Harden we have now. I'm not talking about the Harden before because
I even said the Harden before.
I mean, the Harden before did take the Warriors on the ropes up 3-2 that one year.
That
year they lost, but
right.
Chris Paul got hurt. There's some things that went wrong.
Yes, there are things that got wrong, but the problem is that if you're James Harden and all those things happen, right? And Billy knows this better than anyone. You're supposed to learn from your mistakes.
Exactly.
Something goes wrong. You had 2 chances to win that series against the Celtics, and James Harden didn't learn from his mistakes.
I agree.
He became a ball hog, pound the basketball into the ground jerk, and he didn't give it the MVP of the league the ball.
0 points in the fourth quarter in games 5, 6, and 7. It's unacceptable.
For reference, in games 5, 6, and 7 against the Hawks in 2021. Ben Simmons had 5 total points.
Well,
Harden had 0.
I don't want him. Let him go. If I get James Harden at a big discount, I'll take him back.
I won't take him at all. I have zero interest.
All right. First hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. There's a new wind blowing at Maserati, the main line. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati, the main line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Ask for Michael Pileggi to schedule your test drive today. When we return, we'll go out to Las Vegas and talk to the sportsbook consigliere Dave Sharapan. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This weekend on ESPN Radio.
Drilled right center field, and it's gone.
Interleague action takes center stage once again.
And Josh Naylor is racing around the bases.
Josh Naylor leads the Cleveland Guardians into Citi Field to face Francisco Lindor and the New York Mets.
The one to Lindor, and he drives this one a no-doubter.
The Guardians at the Mets. Coverage begins today at 3:30 Eastern.
Listen to Major League Baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call Lenigan again and again. Call Lenigan again and again.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
You want the best Mexican food in South Jersey? Go to Red's Jersey Mex.
Hey, this is Red's. Come visit us at 11th and Haven in Ocean City, New Jersey, where we have been cooking up the best Mexican food. 2004 using only the finest ingredients available.
That's right. Go to Red's Jersey Mex. Call for takeout at 609-399-2272 or dine in. That's Red's Jersey Mex, 11th and Haven in Ocean City, 609-399-2272 or redsjerseymex.com. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Red's Jersey Mex Cafe.
With GMF financing, qualified buyers excludes Corvette.
At Bennett Chevrolet, we're selling new Chevys at real GM supplier employee prices and not 1 cent more. And you keep all the rebates. Not some. I said you keep all the rebates. Up to $8,000 right now during our Memorial Day super sale. Some dealers think they can imitate Bennett by giving you a discount, but they keep part or all the rebates. Bennett Chevy gives you both the real deal GM supplier employee price plus all the rebates. Up to $8,000 during our Memorial Day super sale. And there's available 1.9% financing. Looking for used? Bennett will pay you a minimum $10,000 for any clunker, junker, or whatever you can drag to our lot towards any pre-owned in stock. That's at least $10,000. We pay a lot more for good trades. And unlike other dealers, our sales team is non-commissioned. They're paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. You've got to come experience the difference. Find new roads at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, the intern Andrew Leeds, Josh Hennig pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air. Usually we go out to Las Vegas to talk to the sports book, but it is a little early out there, and I know we watched. We were going back and forth, Josh, the other night with the Carolina Panthers or Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers. 4 overtimes. You guys catch that? Because he and I were texting back and forth. Maybe he's still sleeping it off.
I mean, I watched some of it. I wouldn't say I was 100%
That
invested
game
in
had
it.
everything. You know, it had posts were hit in overtimes, scrums in front of the net, some great hits.
I saw people joking that if it went to a 5th overtime, they should have just dropped a second puck in.
You know what? They could have used Keith Primo. Remember when the Flyers took the Penguins to like 4 overtimes? That was great. I'll never forget that. All right, until we get the sportsbook consigliere on, if we can get them in at all, let's continue with our reaction to Morey's press conference because there's so much more to talk about. And, you know, Joel Embiid, here's the thing. During the regular season, I thought this aspect of his game really reared its ugly head. Like during the regular season, obviously it's 2 different types of basketball. Everything's so much more condensed, and the pressure's on the double and triple team Joel in the playoffs where they don't do that in the regular season. Obviously, I don't know and then of course if you don't have a supporting cast around you, like Tobias Harris with his max contract, he stinks.
Hey, to be fair, Tobias Harris led the entire team in scoring in Game 7.
He had 19 points, right?
Yeah, 19.
But that was like garbage stuff. You know what I mean? It wasn't like clutch.
Billy, you're right about that. I have to give you credit for that because it's kind of like when a guy gets points in fantasy sports.
Right.
It's like, you know, hey, my team's losing by 20, but I got another extra 50 rushing yards.
Yeah, I remember the jokes with Russell Westbrook. It's like, Russ, we're down by 40. He's like,
Right.
triple-double, let's go.
Like who was an athlete that really benefited from like garbage time? Was like
I remember
Alex English of the Denver Nuggets.
I remember there was a thing. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Dak Prescott. Every time that they got down like 3 scores, he was like had a perfect passer rating.
But
and
Joe,
he would always
but
play
that's the
great.
job that's the job of the coach to have his guys prepared for playoff basketball. And it didn't look like James Harden, guys. He looked like he didn't even belong on an NBA court. Falling.
He looked disinterested.
He looked throwing the ball to nobody in the crowd. Just the turnovers that Joel Embiid had and Harden, I think that lackadaisical play in the playoffs is just unacceptable.
Yeah, and see the problem with Doc Rivers, which I agree personally was time to move on. I think he's a legendary coach, but the problem is he's always been the type of coach where he's more of a like rah, let's go to war. Like he's a player's guy. And he, you know, that was all great in 2008. But come 15 years, the league has changed and he hasn't really changed.
See, I don't agree the league has changed.
You don't think the league's changed since 08?
No, because I think that Doc Rivers still has a good message that can be heard. The problem is you get the right players to hear it. There's a difference between, you know, there's a line from Cobra Kai where they say there is a difference between hearing and listening. And I think the problem is that some of the guys on the Sixers team stopped listening to Doc. They could hear him, they agreed with him, but they stopped listening.
Well, my question is, do you think there is a team out there that with Doc would have won a championship? Do you think? Is there a team that listens like that you think you do? I mean,
so
maybe Milwaukee.
He's just not a primetime player / coach because, I mean, this is his 5th Game 7 loss in his career.
Well, in a row.
In a row. Yeah.
He has 10 in
his career, but in a row.
He's 6-10
right
in Game 7s. But we also got to remember not all those Game 7s are the same because he has now had 2. Now, if you want to blame Doc, let me ask you guys this question. Do you want to blame Doc for having multiple players who choked while he was coaching?
Yeah, I think he has to take responsibility for that. That's why he got fired.
So who has more responsibility, though? Is it the player or the coach?
See, my issue is actually this year. I thought this year was Doc Rivers' best year as part of the team. I thought his first years were fine. I thought this year he actually stepped up. I do not blame him for this playoff loss. Actually, I thought he did a fine coaching job.
I disagree with that, Andrew.
You disagree?
Because he's got to get his players ready. Look, you saw the turnover. There's no excuse for those turnovers.
Those are the players' fault. Not Doc's fault.
I know, but
you can't blame a coach for missed shots and turnovers. That's like blaming a quarterback when a receiver drops the ball.
That's true. All right, you're right about that. All right, let's go to the cut number 3. Josh, is the one where Maury's message to ownership. Let's just play it.
Hold on, it's on a different page. So.
But
give me a second.
Daryl Morey. I mean, you look at Daryl Morey, the list of things that he's done since becoming. I know you had me compile this list, Billy, of everything that he's done. I mean, he's had some good moves. He's had some shaky moves.
All right, here we go. Let's play that clip.
I tell ownership winning's hard. We have made progress. And frankly, I feel like I'm the best guy to lead the 76ers. And, ownership believes that. And then if we don't advance, I understand if something happens from there.
I'm the best guy to lead the Sixers. And we made improvements. We got bounced out in the second round again, but I'm the guy to lead this team.
But again, you're quantifying the improvements as only one category.
Where was the improvement, Josh?
Well, one, they fixed an abomination of a team payroll. Because when he came in, he had to get rid of Al Horford's dumb contract. He got rid of Ben Simmons. He got rid of. But that's part of on the court. You got Al Horford, Ben Simmons out of here. Now, was the guys you replaced those guys with 100% the answer? Either no. But at the time, everyone celebrated when you got rid of Horford and Ben Simmons. Contract.
And when Andrew, is it me, but when you have to reaffirm you're the best guy for the team, it probably suggests that you're not.
Well, I think it's good to feel that the feel that you're the guy for the job. Exactly.
Why not?
I feel like it's the way that he said it. It just makes me laugh. Man. He's like
winning's hard. No joke. Really?
It's like when the NBA refs review their own calls. They're like, nope, that was the right call. We made the completely right call. It's like, yeah, of course you're gonna say that about yourself. But I do think it's good to have that confidence. It's just the way he said it.
Yeah, it's the way he said it.
Listen,
I don't like it.
He's not a great orator. Okay.
So you keep blaming that on an orator. I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Because not everyone is a great speaker. Not everyone is a great personality. Billy,
it's his ego.
If you would have taken exactly what Maury said and put it in the mouth of somebody else who's a great, like a Pat Riley said
Pat
that.
Riley
How
said,
could you?
I'm the best
wait a second. Pat Riley's won championships.
How many executives can you name have won championships?
If you win championships, you have the right to say that.
Oh, you can't exude confidence until you win a championship.
Results-based business they're in. Fine, and you can't sit there and tell me that you can't look up in the sky and say, look, it's a blue sky when it's raining.
Great. So let's fire 26 GMs in the league because they all stink, according to you.
But winning's hard.
Well, hold on. Which is it, Billy? Which is it?
I already told
we got to fire Jones in Phoenix. We got to fire Pelinka in LA. We got to fire every GM in the league.
Stevens in Boston.
This tell Mark Cuban to sell his team because he's an idiot. Everyone stinks except for one guy.
It's hard to win. I got to tell him.
It is hard to win, Billy.
Josh Harris doesn't know that.
How many teams?
Maybe he doesn't care about winning.
Billy,
maybe it's just the bottom dollar for him.
That's a whole other conversation. If you want to blame Harris, we can get to that conversation. But how many executives in this league have won championships? It's a very, 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 very small number.
And another thing is that Daryl Morey, like we kind of touched on, he kind of had to clean up the mess that Elton Brand left for him.
Yeah, that's another thing. Why is Elton Brand still in that capacity?
I mean, he doesn't really make many
Was he still
decisions
on the
anymore.
job training with him?
Elton Brand has the role for the Sixers that Sam Fold has for the Phillies. He does the work so the executive like a Morey or a Dombrowski or now Keith Jones, for example, with the Flyers can go out there and deal with the media.
Let me ask you this question. Andrew first. Andrew, my brother Bobby is a proponent of blowing it completely up, getting rid of Embiid for draft picks. What say you?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
I'm not either.
I do understand the point of that. Hey, Embiid's probably never going to be more valuable coming off of an MVP. He is 30. It's hard for bigs to win when they're older, but I think Joel Embiid he can lead you to a championship.
Josh,
I wouldn't blow it up.
I want to say this, Josh, to you. I think that they should, and I had Andrew compile a list of NBA free agents for 2023 and 2024. I think they should just, if they can get Harden at some type of discount, I take him. If not, I'm not paying him max money. If they do, it's a recipe for disaster. He's not getting any better. Matter of fact, he's getting older, slower, the whole 9 yards. But if I was the Sixers ownership, I would stay the course with the team they have right now.
I wouldn't,
with the exception of Harden, because you're gonna make the playoffs with Embiid. Well, I don't know what seed, but you'll make the playoffs.
Well, Billy, make up your mind. What's important?
Because wait 1 year, and then you get rid of Tobias Harris, probably Harden. Obviously, Harden's gone, and then the free agent list in 2024 looks pretty good.
Yeah, well, the problem is one, if you wait that long, does Embiid still want to be here?
That's the one issue. Is Embiid could say, "Hey, I'm not."
Well, be honest with him. Be honest with him.
It doesn't matter if you're honest with him. Maybe
talk
he's
to him,
impatient.
communicate with him.
Maybe Embiid just don't want to be here anymore. Maybe they could fire Daryl Morey after next season, and he goes to ownership, be like, you know what, I'm done. I'm done.
And you know what? Somebody else brought up, because originally I was kind of in the same camp as Billy, is take this year as it goes, and then next year.
Right,
but when
you know what you're going to get.
But when you look at the East next year, Jaylen Brown might be out of Boston. Same with Al Horford.
That's
the Bucks are getting older without Giannis. Miami, I mean, who knows if they're going to be able to go on this run again. I mean, next year, the East could be wide open if the Sixers do just make one move to, they lose James, bring somebody else in. Maybe they shouldn't.
I fall in between Billy and Bobby here.
All right.
Because I say go all in for this year. Trade Tobias Harris. You have an expiring contract. Teams love to acquire expiring contracts.
Yeah, right.
Go out and get a guy like Siakam. See if Harden will do a sign and trade deal. Maybe give him a backroom handshake. I'll pay for your club visits for a year. Or
Communicate with your players. Communicate with everybody.
Get Harden to a sign and trade deal, and go get somebody like a Dame Lillard or something like that. Go all in for one more
Holiday
year.
As a player option at 24. You can probably peel him away.
I doubt you got to peel him away.
All right. How about Pascal Siakam?
I mentioned Siakam
I
earlier.
like that. I like that guy.
There's a very high likelihood you could trade Tobias Harris and Jaden Springer and get Pascal Siakam.
DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan's hard because he's not a real floor spacer, and it's hard to have a guy that doesn't shoot threes next to Embiid.
And the problem for me, he's almost just like a more clutch Tobias Harris. I feel like where he's inconsistent,
he's definitely better.
He's better, but not consistent like Tobias.
Guys, by the way, last night, my Boston, they dried up. They shot 28% from 3-point last night.
Horford and Brown with zero made field goals.
I know, and they killed us. I mean, it seems like they just killed us. Now they can't. They're not hitting the shots.
I've double checked the stat, but ESPN had the stat the other day. This year the Celtics are 29-30 when they shoot under 40% from three.
All right, Josh. I want to play this cut because this left me scratching my head. The one that Morey says, Doc, if he won, Doc would still be here.
Hold on, I still gotta find that one.
Really? He stayed talk about stating the obvious.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Everyone's saying Embiid's all upset. Well, hey, if you played
number 4,
better,
Josh. Number 4.
Yeah, but see, you have it listed in numbers. I have these on different pages here.
I gave them to you in numbers last night.
What was I good? Yeah. So I mean, obviously, if Doc Rivers, they wouldn't have fired him,
right? I mean, what kind of response is that? Really?
Yeah.
Captain Obvious. He should have that suit on, with the captain's hat, that commercial.
Yeah, Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious.
You mentioned something, Billy, about the Celtics and about how they beat us and now here they are down 0-2. I saw somebody tweet that the Sixers should put up a banner that says "War down the Celtics" in the 2023 playoffs.
Yeah,
because that's what we did. We
and how about Fred VanVleet?
I wouldn't mind him.
I would like him. He seems like he's a more consistent shooter than Tobias Harris.
And then here's the problem,
and he's a guard, right?
The problem is if James Harden leaves and
Get
he doesn't.
Van Fleet.
All right, we got the.
All right, let's go. Let's play this. This is funny.
I don't like to totally talk in, theoreticals, but I do think, when I wasn't here when Doc came in, but I know the goal was to get, to the conference finals or farther, really to win the championship, but that's also the goal given to me. So, yeah, one more win is something that would obviously have been a very positive thing, and hopefully it would have been 9 more wins.
Josh?
Listen, nothing I say is going to help you understand that Daryl Morey, you just don't like Morey. You don't like how he talks. You don't like what he has to say. It's fine. You're not allowed to like the guy. But the reality is that in today's NBA, this is how people think. And Doc Rivers, he's 100% right. If Doc Rivers wins the game, he doesn't get fired. Why? Because the only thing anyone cares about right now is getting out of the second round of the playoffs.
Get rid of Harden.
Somebody had to be the scapegoat.
Get rid of Harden. Bring in Van Fleet or maybe D'Angelo Russell.
But bringing in those guys don't solve your problem.
It could.
No, it doesn't. Because
Why
D'Angelo
not?
Russell right now is wilting in the conference finals.
I don't think D'Angelo Russell.
And Van Vliet only solves part of your shooting problem.
You're still handcuffed with the Tobias Harris contract.
No, you're not. You can trade that contract, Billy.
this-
Every insider on planet Earth says that contract's probably getting traded. You traded Horford years ago.
So you're
You could
saying
trade
you're
him.
going to say Tobias Harris isn't going to be on the team next year?
I think he won't.
I'm willing to bet he's not on the team next year. If he's on the team next year, I am shocked.
That would make me happy.
Yeah, I wouldn't complain.
First hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services with home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN.
Here's what you missed on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Back in the day, I was a casino manager, and Mr. Johnson came in one night. Saturday night, and he was wearing his own football jersey.
Hey, what team
it
was
was
this?
a Jet. It was 1999. We just thought it was odd that you were wearing your own jersey.
He really got me out there looking like a lame. Man, please, Dave, stop it.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach?
At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable. So be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass? Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among replacement companies. Now you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text PLACE to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text PLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word PLACE to 200-300. Don't wait, text PLACE to 200-300.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Hour 1 is in the books. Hour 2, we're going to talk with Jeffrey Nash of FastlaneHandicapper.com. Today's the 148th running of the Preakness.
Yeah.
So there's only 7 horses in this race. It's going to be a mutter. Jeffrey Nash will keep us in tune and handicap the race for us. And then at the bottom of the hour, we're going to start the Beach Patrol Report, brought to you by McCann Realtors of Sea Isle City and the Ocean City Beach Patrol Lifeguard Alumni Association. So you want to stay tuned for that. We're going to talk with Jack Brooks of Ocean City Alumni Lifeguard Association. Of course, former chief of the Longport Beach Patrol, Dan Adams, would be joining us. Stick around for that. All that and more right here in the locker room with Billy Schwein, Andrew Leeds, Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
You haven't downloaded the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app? Well, go get it now to follow all the Philly sports teams at 97.3ESPN.com. Powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
With GMF financing, qualified buyers excludes Corvette.
At Bennett Chevrolet, we're selling new Chevys at real GM supplier employee prices and not 1 cent more. And you keep all the rebates. Not some. I said you keep all the rebates. Up to $8,000 right now during our Memorial Day super sale. Some dealers think they can imitate Bennett by giving you a discount, but they keep part or all the rebates. Bennett Chevy gives you both the real deal GM supplier employee price plus all the rebates. Up to $8,000 during our Memorial Day super sale. And there's available 1.9% financing. Looking for used? Bennett will pay you a minimum $10,000 for any clunker, junker, or whatever you can drag to our lot towards any pre-owned in stock. That's at least $10,000. We pay a lot more for good trades. And unlike other dealers, our sales team is non-commissioned. They're paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. You've got to come experience the difference. Find new roads at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Kickstart summer savings now at the Home Depot. Get the yard in top shape for another season of doing with a Ryobi walk-behind mower for $349 only at the Home Depot. Featuring 40-volt battery compatibility for gas-like power to get the whole lawn looking fresh in just one charge. Plus, the 3-in-1 mowing function provides mulching, bagging, and side discharge capabilities right out of the box. Make your summer yard shine. Shop Ryobi walk-behind mowers for just $349 at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Stand-up comic, actor, and podcaster Shane Gillis takes the stage at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Saturday, July 15th. Shane Gillis is one half of the comedy fan favorite Matt and Shane series secret podcast, and co-created, wrote, and starred in the YouTube hit sketch series Gilly and Keys. Don't miss Shane Gillis live at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City on Saturday, July 15th. Tickets on sale now at theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text PLACE to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text PLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word PLACE to 200-300. Don't wait. Text PLACE to 200-300.
The 2024 X5 has arrived at BMW of Atlantic City. Take advantage of early bird pricing on one of the most highly anticipated vehicles of the year. Right now, lease a new 2024 BMW X5 xDrive 40i for $939 a month for 36 months. Looking to trade? We'll pay top dollar for your vehicle. Visit BMW of Atlantic City, closer than you think. Located in Egg Harbor Township and online at bmwatlanticcity.com. For more details, call us toll-free at 609-316-2393.
South Jersey's play-by-play home for the Eagles,
Touchdown!
Sixers, and Flyers.
He scored!
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station.
Set, red 83!
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds with us today. And, of course, Josh Hennig pushing the buttons and co-hosting today. Rainy Saturday. And, of course, in the springtime, you get the racing, you get the horse race. We have the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and then the final leg of the Triple Crown is the Belmont. And I you know, this is like, it's kind of almost like appropriate. It's raining, you know, springtime, spring showers, May flowers. We're in the May part of it, and during the racing season, I have one guy that I go to that is a wealth of knowledge. He really his website is great. It's easy to read, especially if you're a casual horse racing fan. You go to fastlanehandicapper.com and you get all the results and the insight handicap of the races that are coming up. So without any further ado, let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome in the purveyor of the fastlanehandicapper.com, Jeffrey Nash. Good morning, Jeffrey.
Good morning, Billy. Good morning, everyone. How are you this morning?
All right, we're looking at a mutter today, huh, Jeff?
Well, if it was running in Philadelphia, I would say definitely. So far, I did check my AccuWeather. So far, it is not raining in Baltimore, where the Preakness will be run, but there's good chances of some rain later in the afternoon, so we'll have to wait and see.
I know this is you love this time of year, Jeffrey, and I know that sometimes when a horse wins, we've seen it lately. A horse wins the first leg of the Triple Crown, the Kentucky Derby, but then doesn't race in the Preakness or the Belmont or the Preakness. But this year, there's one horse that's running, and it happens to be the Madge that won last week, a couple weeks ago at the Churchill Downs.
Yeah, and and you raised the point of horses not running. This is the first year since 1948 that only one horse from the Kentucky Derby turned around to run in the Preakness. Very unusual.
Wow.
But that one horse is the winner of the Kentucky Derby, Mage.
It's absolutely amazing. Now, I read that, going over your website, I saw that Madge was the only second horse in 100 years to win the Derby while skipping his second year of racing. Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, the Derby is a very difficult race, so experience matters. A horse that's run several times can handle the bumps and the bruises when 18 to 20 horses are charging out of the gate and going the longest distance that they've ever run, 1.25 miles. And so experience matters. So to have a horse that never ran as a 2-year-old, meaning really that it only ran a couple of times, in this case with Madge 3 times, prior to the Derby, the horse doesn't have the experience. And what made his win so unusual is that he got out, I think he started the race 15th of 18 horses. At the first quarter, he was 16th, 13 lengths behind the leaders. And somehow, with the brilliance of jockey J.J. Castellano, was able to wind his way through 15 other horses to win the race by a length. So it was an impressive win by that horse. But experience does usually matter. The other horse that did it was Justify, who ended up winning the Triple Crown in 2018. So maybe this horse will be as good.
We're talking with Jeffrey Nash from FastlaneHandicapper.com. You go to his website where you get all the he handicaps the race, breaks it down, the 7 horses that are in it. Are these horses like when people pay a lot of money for horses, you obviously have higher expectations? Seems like reading your article, these horses really didn't cost a lot of money in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I mean, some did. You have a horse in the race, the 4-horse Coffee with Chris. The owners paid $2,000 at the yearling sale. It's unusually low for anyone to buy a horse at the sale at below $10,000. To spend $2,000 and have a horse run 12 times and earn $225,000 in purses, I would say that is a good but unusual investment in this business.
Come on, Jeffrey, you got to get Capelli. Capelli's got $2,000 laying around. Get him to buy a horse.
Well, unfortunately, I've talked to Lou. We have spent more than $2,000 on horses, significantly, and we're not in the Preakness just yet. But give us time.
We're looking forward to that. Now I know you asked me, sent me an email and said, "Who do you like?" And I got to be honest with you. I didn't at that point. I hadn't read your website fully, but I said I like Madge. But you know what? I think for this race, since there's only 7 horses, I'm going to go for the long shot. Why not go with Chase the Chaos?
Yeah, I mean, anyone could win the race, obviously. That's why they call it horse racing, and handicapping is only as good as before the race until the bell sounds. In this race, Nash is clearly, on paper, the best horse. Just looking at his Kentucky Derby win, you would think if he runs back to that form where the speed ratings were high, that he magically went through the other horses to win the race, you would say on paper he should be the favorite, and he is. But you also have to look at value. In a 7-horse field, to select a horse like Madge that's going to go off at 4 to 5, maybe even 3 to 5, certainly less than even odds, you start looking for value elsewhere because all the horses in the race are good enough to win. The question is, do you want to spend $1 to win $1, or do you want to take a shot on a long shot and try to win that way? So value matters.
Jeffrey, why does the Preakness only have 7 horses running this year?
I think because most of the really good horses ran in the Derby, and those horses that did not win are choosing not to come back 2 weeks later. That's really a very quick turnaround time for a thoroughbred that gave it its all during something as difficult as the Kentucky Derby. I think most of the owners rightfully have decided to pull out of the Preakness, not subject their horse to a 2-week turnaround time, and to focus either on the Belmont or some other races that are coming up. In this race, in this case, there are also some horses that are high-profile horses like Forte, who was the early morning favorite in the Kentucky Derby before he got hurt. and he hurt his hoof, and they decided not to run him in the Derby. And apparently he has not recovered well enough to run here. A horse, Skinner, same thing. So the owners, for a variety of reasons, have decided not to run here. I will say that 7 horses running is very unusual, especially when the purse that's the purse that you can get by winning or even placing is $1.5 million. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, Jeff, I was like kind of baffled by that because it's such a prestigious race. I mean, you're talking 148. This is the 148th running of the Preakness at Pimlico. It's it's like, could they maybe adjust the racing schedule and put this race back maybe 2 weeks? You know what I mean? So that they get a bigger field.
Yeah, I would. I think the health of the horse is most important, and to have a 2-week turnaround time and to make it almost impossible for a horse that wins the Kentucky Derby not to run in the Preakness because of the money that's available and the fame that's part of that, the possibility of winning the Triple Crown. It makes it too enticing. But I think we need to take a careful look at what that turnaround time means. And in my view, it should be extended to have the best horses run without concern for injury.
We're talking with Jeffrey Nash, the purveyor of FastlaneHandicapper.com. I recommend going to the website, FastlaneHandicapper.com. Jeffrey, I always love your story. You grew up around races. You talk about your dad would take you to the track, and hey, listen, man, you've been around horses your whole life. These are majestic animals. It's almost like they know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, they're instinctively bred to run. That's the history of their lineage. And they are magnificent animals, just beautiful, sweet, high-charged animals that have been racing from before the 1850s. So it's part of American history.
Sure is. Jeffrey, all right, let's have your predictions, your handicap. Now I know, but shows prior to this, when we've gotten ready for the Belmont, the Preakness, and of course the Kentucky Derby, you always say that, hey, listen, you can, like you said, you can handicap the race, but some people pick the colors, some people pick the numbers. It's pretty hard to do, but you're close. You're the best we have. So give us your predictions.
Yeah, in the Derby, I did not pick the winner, and I also picked the Sixers to win in 6 against the Celtics. So I had an off week. But this race, in the Kentucky Derby, I advise everyone to include an all bet, meaning in your exotics, when you're betting the exacta or the triple or superfecta, include an all bet, because you never know who is by circumstance going to win the Kentucky Derby, who's going to get bumped and taken out of position, never to recover, who is going to squeak along the rail and somehow win the race like Rich Strike did last year at 80-1, or even Maj did this year at 15-1. This is a race with only 7 competitors, easier to handicap. The variables are less, and the horses run more true to form. But I talked about value before. Clearly, the 3-horse Mage, who won the Kentucky Derby, is the favorite, and the odds are going to be very low. I don't believe that he is good enough, or he has not proven himself good enough to earn my bet at 1-1 or less than that, especially the way this race shapes up. There are some horses in this race, like Maj, that are closers, and closers do best when the early running pace is much faster. The Kentucky Derby turned out to be a very fast pace, unexpectedly, and that helped the closers like Two Phils and Maj and even Empire of Angel to come on in the stretch. It's not so much that they're running faster than the other horses. It's the horses in front are tired and coming back to them. So there's a dynamic there. This race is clear. There is no great speed up front. And I think that is going to allow the 1-horse. And the 1-horse is really interesting, National Treasure. This race, in my view, sets up perfectly for him. He's on the rail. His trainer is Bob Baffert. Now, Bob Baffert, as you know, has been suspended from many tracks, but he is not suspended from the Pimlico track. His jockey is John Velasquez. John Velasquez enter the Hall of Fame for jockeys in 2012. He has won every major race. He is the highest money earner of purses in the history of the sport. The one race that I believe he has not won is the Preakness.
How about that?
And the combination of Baffert and John Velasquez, they won the Kentucky Derby in 2020 with Authentic. This race sets up for Baffert to win his record 8th Preakness and John Velasquez to win his first Preakness. So that's the horse that I think he gets a little bit more value on, and it seems to set up perfectly for a good run by that horse.
So you like the 1 and 3 at an exacta, and then you say you hit the all bet, and whoever, so that, like, if you hit the all bet, so if that changes, you still get it, right? You still win.
Yeah, but you got to be careful not to spend too much money to win not enough money. So you're talking about values. The other value play in this race is the 5 horse, the Red Route 1, trained by Steve Asmussen. The breeding on this horse is extraordinary. It's a gun runner sire. He's one of the top sires in the country, and his broodmare sire is Tappet, who is one of the top sires in the country as well. You put them together and you get this horse, Red Route 1. They have the jockey Joel Rosario riding the horse, and in his last race, he just blew out the field in a non-graded stakes, but the final quarter time was the fastest quarter time of any horse that has run in this race. So I am taking a look at Red Route 1. I am, of course, going to include Maj, but I am looking for a little value. My value is 1 National Treasure and 5 Red Route 1.
And then if you had to pick a trifecta,
I would add the 3 horse, Maj or all.
Well, Jeffrey, it's going to be an interesting race. 7 horses. I'm looking forward to this race. Last time I didn't make it back in time to go to the OT, the off-track betting, which I like to go to get my bet in, but make sure I get it in today. Post time is what, 6:50 today?
Yep. The post time exactly, I'll tell you, is 7:01.
7:01 today.
Yeah.
7:01. Jeffrey Nash, as always, thank you so much. I recommend people out there to go to fastlanehandicapper.com for all your latest horse racing handicap information. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Right. Thank you. And also a shout out to Brian Madison and the men and women of the Ocean City Police Department, reminding them that when they see Billy on the beach, that is really ginger ale in his glass.
All right, Jeff. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you next time.
Great. Thanks, Billy. Thanks, guys.
There he is, Jeffrey Nash on the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline. I think this race is going to be interesting. Andrew, now you're a younger guy. Do you even think about the races?
No, see, I'm not really into the horses. It's cool.
It's
cool to hear about, especially somebody with the knowledge like Jeffrey Nash. I mean, he opened me up to a lot of things I never would have known.
Yeah. All right. Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive around. Liquor stores. Second hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Make sure you have everything you need for a successful party. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921 if you have questions on what type of specialty beers they have. Circle Liquors is the place to go. So tell them the locker room sent you. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 at Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg. It's only 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials. They're open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. When you get down there, say hello to Kim and Renee, the bartenders. Thursday night is wing night. $1 wings, $2.50 domestic drafts, live music every Friday night. Hey, if you want to book a private party, give Dave Lavari a call at 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein, Andrew Leeds, and Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill back on Monday, looking back at the Phillies weekend against the Cubs and what's next for the Sixers. They're starting to interview coaches. Nick Nurse, what's going on with James Harden, all that and more. Mike McGarry joins us, Sound of the Day, Football at 4. We'll see you Monday on the Bash.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Rendezvous Pizza, there's one right nearby. Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
The season for doing is here with summer savings at the Home Depot. Find everything to bring out the best of your home with all the colors of summer. Whether seeding your yard or planting a garden, the Home Depot's got what you need. From May 18th to the 22nd, visit your local garden center and get 4.5-inch Bonnie Veggie and Herbs now on special buy 3 for just $12. Make your summer with savings from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back here, broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio in Northfield. Billy Schweim, the intern Andrew Leeds, Josh Hennig here, pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air. Hey, I want to remind people to remind you about Tara's Happy Boxes fundraiser. It has a venue change. It's contact Tara's Happy Boxes if you're interested in supporting Tara and her charity. Call Tara Scioli at 609-415-8398 or send her an email, tarashappybox@gmail.com. They got live music, great food, drink, raffle prizes, rain or shine. They'll be under a tent, and they're putting the fun in fundraising. That's Tara's Happy Boxes at gmail.com. All right, the Phillies today, Aaron Nola. I don't know if they're going to get a game in today, but Aaron Nola's on the hill at 3-3 with a 4.53 ERA. Josh, I wrote my article at 973ESPN.com as I do every Friday. And, of course, you edit it and do a masterful job at that. But does it seem like Wheeler and Nola have hit their stride yet?
They definitely have not hit their stride. And I don't know if it's because it's May. I don't know if it's because JT Realmuto spent so much time at the World Baseball Classic that it like put them back in the catcher-pitcher relationship. I don't know if it's because just both guys are maybe overthinking, but for whatever reason, both of them are, at least in my mind, not on par with expectations.
And Andrew, we're seeing Trey Turner's got a 6th error already. And last night he made another one.
Yeah, he's definitely been having a rough start to the season. Again, like Josh was mentioning with JT, maybe the World Baseball Classic just kind of threw him off. I don't know.
He's always had isn't he a Gold Glove winner, Trey Turner?
I'm pretty sure.
I think he is. I mean, what's going on? Like, I can't imagine that the contract would be bothering him. Like it didn't go to his head, did it?
I doubt it. He doesn't seem like that.
He doesn't seem like that type of guy.
That he would be. I'm not seeing.
And you know what? And here's the thing:
he's actually never won a Gold Glove.
Never won. But he's always been solid defensively.
His career fielding percentage. I'm looking that up right now. But
I mean, and here's another thing: they're not getting time. They're in the beginning of the season. Castellanos was on fire. Harper.
Here it is. His career fielding percentage is 97.1.
Yeah,
anything over 93 is good.
Brad Marsh has cooled off a little bit. Brandon Marsh has cooled off a little bit. Realmuto, he's doing a Schwarber's at 172. He's under Mendoza line. They're not getting timely hits and they're making errors.
I think there's two problems with this team right now. One is they just look like they're in a slump and they need a slump buster. They need to like go do something weird as a team, or something. And I was hoping that would be Thursday. I hope that Thursday with the off day they could maybe go like bowling or something, or go do something silly.
Well, didn't they have the charity event they had? I think on Friday.
They went bowling a
couple weeks ago.
They did go bowling, actually, funnily enough.
All right, they might not get. It's supposed to rain throughout the afternoon, right? It's a 4:05 first pitch.
Yeah, there's off and on rain right now. I haven't seen the Phillies game post. I know the Mets game has already been postponed.
Okay. Coming up next, guys, we're going to start the Beach Patrol Report. We got two great sponsors for the Beach Patrol Report this year: the McCann Realtors of Sea Isle City at 4111 Atlantis Avenue. Knowledge, experience, integrity, and dedication for rental and sales. Call 609-263-7422 or the Ocean City Beach Patrol Lifeguard Alumni Association celebrating 125 years. Coming up next, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. Just a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. Friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need for a successful party. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Tell them the locker room sent you. There's a new wind blowing at Maserati the Main Line. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati the Main Line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Ask for Michael Pileggi to schedule your test drive today. When we return, it's the Beach Patrol Report. You're listening to the Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The NBA playoffs continue on ESPN Radio.
Off to Murray, who can't miss in the fourth quarter. Another three.
After winning games 1 and 2 at home, the Nuggets take a 2-0 lead to Los Angeles, where the Lakers face a critical game 3. How will they respond? Game 3 of the Lakers and Nuggets, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ABC.
Listen to the Western Conference Finals exclusively on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable. So be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
Kickstarting your summer at the Home Depot is all about 3 things: saving, doing, and mulching. Make the most of our summer savings at the Home Depot now by getting 5 bags of Vigoro Premium Wood Mulch for just $10. Use it to make your garden pop and retain optimal soil moisture. And if you don't know how much you need, make use of the mulch calculator on our app. Summer savings means summer doing and mulching with Vigoro Mulch at 5 for $10 at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The 2024 X5 has arrived at BMW of Atlantic City. Take advantage of early bird pricing on one of the most highly anticipated vehicles of the year. Right now, lease a new 2024 BMW X5 xDrive 40i for $939 a month for 36 months. Looking to trade? We'll pay top dollar for your vehicle. Visit BMW of Atlantic City, closer than you think. Located in Egg Harbor Township and online at bmwatlanticcity.com. For more details, call us toll-free at 609-316-2393.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live here at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, the intern Andrew Leeds, and, of course, Josh Hennig, pushing the buttons, co-hosting. Josh, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I'm pretty proud of our Beach Patrol coverage over the last. By the way, this is last week we started our 8th year here at ESPN, Josh.
Yeah, you've been doing the beach patrol even before you got here, though.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
We got to give credit to that.
And the reason why, Andrew, I don't know if you're familiar, but not only do these guys and gals provide a very important service to the communities they live in, they save lives. They're very competitive, and we have the races throughout the summer. And if you haven't gone down to a race, you really need to do so because, Josh, as you had illustrated, this is a part of the fabric of South Jersey.
Yeah, this is a huge part. You won't find this in most of the country.
No.
This is very exclusive to South Jersey. The competition between the different beach patrols, it is a staple of pride. When you walk around South Jersey, most towns, you know exactly where the beach patrol is. For example, in Sea Isle, it's on 44th Street. In Avalon, it's near 31st Street, And next
Ocean
up,
City, it's at 1st Street.
I was going to say next up, we'll talk about Ocean City, right, Billy?
Yeah. So let's go to the Beach Patrol report, brought to you by McCann Realtors of Sea Isle City, 4111 Atlantis Avenue. Knowledge, experience, integrity, dedication for rental and sales. Call 609-263-7422 or go online at McCannRealtors.com, where you can also keep up with all the South Jersey lifeguarding news and racing schedules, and by the Ocean City Beach Patrol Lifeguard Alumni Association, celebrating 125 years of protecting the beachgoers. Alumni events will take place all summer long, so stay locked into the Beach Patrol report for times and dates of all the exciting events planned for this summer. Let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome in our first guest to kick it off, former Ocean City lifeguard, who's now the head of the Alumni Association, the one and only Jack Brooks. Good morning, Jack.
Good morning, guys. Hey, I've been around a long time. I'm going to remind you, many years ago, ESPN did 50 states in 50 days of sporting events, and they covered the lifeguard championships in Ocean City, New Jersey, of the South Jersey Lifeguard Championships. That was
Jack,
really impressed.
and you know what they did too, Jack? They rolled was it a flatbed truck onto the beach where they had the band and the stage and everything. I'll never forget.
It was a rock concert for lifeguards, I'll tell you that.
That was so much fun.
One of the highlights of my life.
Yeah, I'd say. So, Jack, tell us a little bit about, I really appreciate you guys, the Alumni. You're celebrating 125 years there in Ocean City. You guys are sponsoring the Beach Patrol report along with McCann Realtors, who also, Tommy and John McCann, do a great job and have represented the Beach Patrols really well in Seattle and Wildwood. But tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing this year.
Well, we celebrated 100th anniversary 25 years ago, and people had such a great summer that year, and it really formulated our Alumni Association in a deep way. And so over the last year, we planned behind the scenes, and then the winter with the City of Ocean City, Doug Bergen, the PR chief, Eric Becker, the operations director, Alan Karras, John McShane, and myself. And we really said, how are we going to do this for 125 years? Number one was you, because you guys cover the South Jersey racing like nobody else does, and it's always great to see everybody on the beach. So we decided what we would do is not create any one event, but a summer of events piggybacking on all the great things that Ocean City does and highlighting the Beach Patrol's interaction. So that was how we started this, and we're really ready to go now. It's been a lot of months of planning, and it's go time.
I got to tell you, Jack, growing up on the Beach Patrol, I was John McShane's mascot. Of course, I've known you for a long time. You put a lot of work and effort into keeping Ocean City's Beach Patrol relevant with great racers and making sure that the work has not been forgotten of guards from the past.
You're right. And Ocean City has a rich history. Literally, the book of Ocean City's Beach Patrol was written by Fred Miller. We have a museum that is not like any other beach patrols, where people have brought back things or we've maintained the history. So we literally go back to 125 years of everybody's rookie year that ever sat on the lifeguard stand, whether they were a competitor or not.
Hey, Jack.
And I think that this is great.
Jack, now this year we have two Schweims on the Beach Patrol. My nephews Colin and Cody are, a matter of fact, I believe even Colin started working today. So we're really proud of those fellas.
Chief Becker wanted me to make sure I said that on the program, not as a plug, but as a reward for dedicated guys in your lineage. So they're the positive influence on the family tree, let's say.
I know my brother's really proud of the boys. And, my mom's 102 years old, and, you know, my mom loved the beach. But you know what she keeps saying? Because obviously her memory's, not as good as it once was. But she kept saying, now, where are those boys working this summer? I know it's somewhere big. And it's on the Beach Patrol.
It is. And, this year, next Friday, the big kickoff of Memorial Day weekend, Ocean City has a fine tradition of unlocking the ocean, the businessmen marching into the water for the first time, and the Beach Patrol this year, in turning that key for the 125th year, It's going to be special. There's going to be a lot of equipment, history of boats on the beach and things like that right there on Friday. So based on the weather report, we expect to have a big turnout right there at the Music Pier at 11 o'clock.
Well, Jack, I'm proud to be working with you this year in the Ocean City Beach Patrol Alumni Association. We're kicking it off this week, but in next week we'll start in earnest interviewing captains and chiefs and even some of the racers prior to these events, and looking forward to a great summer with you.
Well, we certainly are too, and I'm glad I'm back. I know there's been a high demand for me to be back on the radio program after a few years of hiatus, and I purposefully wanted him to beg for more. So I'm really looking forward to it, and the Alumni is so happy to support your program and all that you have done for South Jersey. So all summer long, we'll bring the Beach Patrol report, and it's not about us. It's not a celebration unless you have other people celebrating the fine arts. So as we say, lifeguards for life, whether you've worked on any beach in South Jersey or any beach in America.
Yep.
It's lifeguards that make the difference in public safety.
All right, Jack Brooks, thank you so much. And we're going to now move on to our next guest, who's a former chief of the Longport Beach Patrol. And I'm talking about a few years ago when Longport won its first South Jersey Lifeguard Championship, the euphoria, the celebration. It's really capsulized what it means to win, how important it is to these communities. So let's go back to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome in our good buddy, Dan Adams. Good morning, Dan.
Hey, good morning, Billy. How are you?
Dan, I'm so excited. We just talked with Jack Brooks of the Ocean City Beach Patrol Lifeguard Alumni Association. I am so excited that we have McCann Realtors on board, and we have the Ocean City Beach Patrol Alumni Association, because I am so excited about another summer of covering the Beach Patrol.
Yeah, Billy, absolutely. And to segue into, Jack finishing up, it's all about life saving. It's all about providing a service to the people. And, lifeguard racing is great, and we talk about it, and it's a great time, and we enjoy it. But in the end, it's all about making the beaches safe and making sure that the people are safe when they're out there enjoying their day.
Dan, I want to relive the moment when you first won the South Jersey Lifeguard Champions. I believe it was down in Avalon. I will never forget how much that meant to you and your patrol and the legacy that you started. I'll never forget it.
Billy, it was something else. After Mike and Sean had a strong finish in the doubles, we saw Tepper come out of the water 4th or 5th, and he outran some people, and he got that place that we needed. And then we knew it was down to that final race, the singles, and basically Mike McGrath just had to beat Chuck Gowdy. No matter what, as long as he beat and was in the top 5, we'd come home victorious. And Mike pulled it off, and what a great day, and what a great day for Longport. And you remember being there and watching Mike look up to the sky. There was no doubt that Mike Sr. was there with us, and he was definitely part of that boat and part of that crew to win that championship. And then they went on and, kind of a dynasty, to win 5 consecutive races in a row. It's never been done consecutively in that manner. People have won 5, but never consecutively in that manner. So hats off to Mike McGrath, Sean Duffy, Joey and John Tepper. We wouldn't have been able to do it without their excellent swimming abilities.
And Jack, Dan, it reminds me of a little bit. Do you remember the beginning of ABC's Wide World of Sports, the human drama of athletic competition, spanning the globe to bring you the best athletes around? Just see Tepper run up the beach. That's left an indelible imprint in my brain. And I recommend it to casual people that just come down for the weekends or spend a week here. If you can get to one of these races, you really get to appreciate it. It's a South Jersey tradition.
Absolutely. And how much you have done for lifeguarding and promoting lifeguarding and the races and the South Jersey Chiefs Association. Without your support and without your, week in, week out report, the information wouldn't be out there, and everybody wouldn't be abreast to what we get and what we know as far as lifeguard racing and as far as beach safety. And, I still, we got to look back to the second time we won, and John Tepper won that race. He won the swim that second year in 2017. And the Seppers, they were a dynasty when it came to swimming. And Shane Longport had to lose Joey last year, but they still had some strong strong swimmers. Young Pat Armstrong did a great job in the jerseys in his first debut as a rookie. So to that, and we look forward to the future.
Hey, Dan, it's Josh. I just wanted to you touched on something I thought was important for us to bring out, which is this is a weekly beach patrol report. So, and obviously the priority of the lifeguards, is the public safety. So the weekend before Memorial Day weekend, what is the message that you have for everyone getting ready to start coming down to the shore?
Hey, the beaches are going to be open, they're going to be protected, but they're not going to be at full staff. So you have to swim near a lifeguard and only swim when lifeguards are present. Follow their orders. They're the trained professionals. They know what they're doing, and they're going to be out there to keep you safe. So just listen to them, heed their warnings, and follow their directions. Never swim alone, obviously, and never swim when lifeguards are off duty. I mean, I know people like to enjoy the beach, and almost every beach patrol has the alert team, but they usually don't start till about 4th of July weekend, where the lifeguard emergency response team is out there every night. So just heed the lifeguards' warnings. When they have the flags up telling you red flag for warning, take their advice and be safe and follow their directions.
Great message, Dan Adams. And as always, we look forward to a great summer season of racing, 2023 summer. I'm looking forward to it. Of course, we'll be covering. We're not going to be able to do the South Jersey Lifeguard Championships because the Eagles will be on again on August 11th, Friday, August 11th. So that kind of smarts. But we will be there for the Margates, and we'll also be in negotiations for maybe doing the Dutch Hoffmans or maybe the Avalon race this year.
Yeah, absolutely, Billy. And I'm actually looking at the team scoring. You know me, I'm looking at the stuff, the color commentary. So I'm looking at the scoring from last year's South Jerseys, and we got to touch on a couple people. The Blair brothers winning their first doubles row last year. Chuck Gowdy jumping in the boat with Bob Bechtel getting second, and then followed up by Mike McGrath and Sean Duffy in third. And then you got the Savell brothers who finished it off.
Brigantine.
And then you had the crew from Avalon, Gary Nagel and Dave Gillian. Tough crews. But then you get to the swim, and I'll tell you what, Dolan Grisbaum brushed it, and he crushed it pretty much all season. But, hey, Zach Vassar came in there and got second for Margate. Yeah, Avalon did win. Zach Vassar got second. And then Dylan DeWitt from Ocean City was third, followed by Andrew Taylor from Sea Isle and Brendan Lewis from Wildwood in fifth. And then what a singles race. That was called down to the wire.
Yeah.
You could have gone either way on that. And Chris Spires to win his second South Jersey championship in a matter of a few years is amazing.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dan, the competitiveness of these races is second to none. That's why we cover them. Listen, Jack, Dan, we've got to run. I really appreciate it. I look forward to working with you this summer.
Absolutely, and stay safe. Just tell the people out there, follow the lifeguards' warning, stay safe, and enjoy the summer. That's why we're there. That's why lifeguards are there, for your safety and for your protection.
All right, there he is, Dan Adams on the Beach Patrol Report. We'll talk to you, Dan, on the Maserati of the Mainline Sports Hotline. I want to remind people the Beach Patrol Report is brought to you by McCann Realtors of Sea Isle City, 4111 Landis Avenue. Knowledge, experience, integrity, and dedication for rental and sales. Call 609-263-7422 or go online at McCannRealtors.com, where you can also keep up with all the South Jersey lifeguarding news and racing schedules. They got a tab on that website, which, by the way, the McCanns are synonymous with lifeguarding in South Jersey, and by the Ocean City Beach Patrol Lifeguard Alumni Association, celebrating 125 years of protecting beachgoers. Alumni events will take place all summer long, so stay locked into the Beach Patrol Report for times and dates for all the exciting events planned for this summer. All right, want to remind people that for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. Just a stone's throw away from Ocean City, it's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need for a successful party. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Tell them the Locker Room sent you. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This weekend on ESPN Radio.
Drilled right center field, and it's gone.
Interleague action takes center stage once again.
And Josh Naylor is racing around the bases.
Josh Naylor leads the Cleveland Guardians into Citi Field to face Francisco Lindor and the New York Mets.
The one to Lindor, and he drives this one a no-doubter.
The Guardians at the Mets. Coverage begins today at 3:30 Eastern.
Listen to Major League Baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
You want the best Mexican food in South Jersey? Go to Red's Jersey Mex.
Hey, this is Red's. Come visit us at 11th and Haven in Ocean City, New Jersey, where we have been cooking up the best Mexican food, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, fajitas, enchiladas, Jersey fresh salads, and so much more since 2004 using only the finest ingredients available.
That's right. Go to Red's Jersey Mex. Call for takeout at 609-399-2272 or dine in. That's Red's Jersey Mex, 11th and Haven in Ocean City, 609-399-2272 or Red'sJerseyMex.com. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Red's Jersey Mex Cafe.
A lot of new enrollments, huh? Braylon, Braden.
Monique's daycare is crawling with new arrivals.
Hey, sweetie, are you hungry?
She needs more early childhood educators.
Did your sock slip off again?
And a nap.
Hey there, little guy. Okay. Shh. Whoa.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com. Get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
With GMF financing, qualified buyers excludes Corvette.
At Bennett Chevrolet, we're selling new Chevys at real GM supplier employee prices and not 1 cent more. And you keep all the rebates. Not some. I said you keep all the rebates. Up to $8,000 right now during our Memorial Day super sale. Some dealers think they can imitate Bennett by giving you a discount, but they keep part or all the rebates. Bennett Chevy gives you both the real deal GM supplier employee price plus all the rebates up to $8,000 during our Memorial Day super sale. And there's available 1.9% financing. Looking for used? Bennett will pay you a minimum $10,000 for any clunker, junker, or whatever you can drag to our lot towards any pre-owned in stock. That's at least $10,000. We pay a lot more for good trades. And unlike other dealers, our sales team is non-commissioned. They're paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. You've got to come experience the difference. Find new roads at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds, sporting his new mullet haircut. Of course, Josh Hennig pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air.
Josh does not have a mullet.
Josh does not have a mullet. What do you think? What do you make of his mullet, Josh?
Listen, I said it earlier in the first hour. If his girlfriend likes it, then we'll What's that saying? Happy wife, happy life. I mean,
Did I miss anything today, fellas? Did I leave anything out? Oh, by the way, just really quick, you just showed me a video. Like the Eagles are having their autism challenge.
Their yearly
challenge.
Eagles autism
And
challenge.
you just showed me a video that's pretty shocking.
Yeah, so for those who didn't see the videos, it's online, a couple different places. AJ Brown was in the bike-a-thon, and a car almost hit him, and he ditches his phone.
It looks like he went
It,
down.
it looks like the car did hit him, but what happened was actually he ditched his phone to avoid getting hit. And then he joked later that he was a Cowboys fan. So.
Could you imagine if he really got hit by a car? That would be the last bike race that these players would be involved in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is ironic and hilarious at the same time.
It is.
It's a good thing he's okay, but it's a perfect example of, we talk about the lifeguard report every week here in the locker room, Billy Schwein, the importance of being safe when you're doing stuff. Riding a bike, going to the beach, driving in a wet, rainy day like today. Be safe,
Josh,
guys.
Let me
Come
ask
on.
you a question. Do you grew up without wearing a helmet, right? You wear a helmet now when you ride a bike?
I gotta be honest. I grew up with a bike helmet.
Really?
And then later I took the helmet off.
But you,
When I was young, I would always wear a helmet. And then, but I never rode my bike like much outside the street. So like,
I was a big bike person.
my brother Bob and I are on that boardwalk in Ocean City 24/7 in the summer. You never wear a helmet.
Billy, in Seattle, where the CVS is, right? 63rd Street.
Yeah.
I used to live on 42nd Street. I would ride my bike to and from CVS for my summer job.
Well, can you ride the bike from the strand there? Can you ride bikes
on the boardwalk?
Yeah. Well, it's not a boardwalk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a concrete walk. Yeah, I mean, you can, but I mean, for me, when I was living in Seattle, we would just ride the bike all up and down like Pleasure Avenue, Central Avenue. Like you could ride your bike to Townsend Inlet to Strasburg and come back home, and that'd be a fun afternoon.
Wow, man, the show's over already. I can't believe it.
Goes by quick.
Tomorrow we're gonna have Tommy Green, as we do every Sunday. We go on the mound with Tommy Green, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. Tommy will break down the Phillies' week, the debacle of a road trip, and their opening game against the Cubs, and also recap today's action if they get the game in. I want to thank Jeffrey Nash, the FastLaneHandicapper.com, for handicapping the Preakness today. Thanks to Andrew Leeds, Josh Hennig, Dan Adams, and, of course, Jack Brooks. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. I'll be back at it tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The preceding program was paid for by the